great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the Crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. It feels like I was all alone in the studio this morning. Q is on vacation, Jazz is on her way here, and Broderick is on vacation. Went to see WrestleMania. But I got the real Q in the house. What's happening, man?
It's always a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like my second home, really.
Of course. You got a lot going on, and we're gonna get into that a little bit later in the show. But we have a lot to talk about as well, man. We're gonna talk Kansas City current home opener, the Royals home opener. You still a Royals fan?
Of course.
Okay. I hope you weren't.
I do like the Yankees, but I'm a Royals fan.
Okay. And the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes isn't happy about a 2023 NFL rule change.
Okay. I kind of heard a little bit something about that.
Oh, did you? You on Twitter? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, he says he's requested a trade from the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
You did you expect that?
Well, kind of, because I feel like they should already have some type of contract in place for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Already before now. So.
All right, we'll dive into that in about 30 minutes. And coming up in about 40 minutes, we'll have our sneakers of the week. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
So the Kansas City Current, they're having their home opener today. They face the LA Angels.
Okay.
Are you a women's soccer fan?
I can't say that I am. I love sports. I love women's sports, but I can't say that I'm a huge soccer fan. But
Really?
It's probably something that I wouldn't mind getting into. So I might go out there today to the stadium.
But you know what? So this is their last home opener in that because they share Children's Mercy Park right now with the Sporting Kansas City men's team. And so this is their last home opener that's going to be there. And of course, they're building the first all women's professional sports stadium, which is about 2 minutes from downtown Kansas City. I'm excited for that.
I think that's going to be awesome because you do have a lot of women soccer fans. And it's just something else, another thing that you bringing down to the city now.
Right.
Expanding the culture, the sports culture here in Kansas City. And I mean, that's greatly needed for us.
But, it's really going to showcase, I think, a downtown stadium is at least as close as it can be to a larger downtown stadium with a professional sport.
I believe so, too. Especially if we have a good turnout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We start winning some games. You know how Kansas City is, man. We love our sports, but we love our teams that win.
Right.
And they come out and support. So I think it's a good idea.
Speaking of team that's winning, it ain't the Royals. They had their home opener, of course, on Thursday. They faced the Minnesota Twins. Lost 2-0. Okay. You still a Royals fan?
Yeah, give them some time.
Okay.
Give them some time. I watched them actually in their preseason games, and they weren't too bad. But yeah, we can't do it too soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one game. They'll bounce back. I'm sure that they'll prepare, better for the next couple of games coming up. But you know how it goes. Sometimes you start off slow, you pick it up later.
And you think about the Royals, if you can go back to 2014 with me for a second and going into 2015, they had the youth, of course, Salvador Perez. They had Mike Moustakas, Alex Gordon, Jared Dyson, Eric Osmer, Lorenzo Kane, all those guys, man, they kind of grew up together.
Right.
And it formulated together. But I just don't see this team. I mean, you have Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino. I mean, you have guys that aren't really hometown guys, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, but you also got to take into account that, I mean, they're going through a rebuilding stage.
Yeah.
And I think that us
New
as
ownership.
Kansas City, as Kansas City fans, we've been spoiled over the last 10 years over, with success with our two professional teams.
Yeah.
So I think we're kind of like jumping the gun a little bit on them, but I think if we give them some time, I think they'll be all right. You know what I mean? I think they're moving in the right direction. So.
And we talked about the current in their downtown stadium. What do you think about the Royals possibly moving downtown?
Well, I think it's an awesome idea because
really,
I actually saw it.
Okay.
I saw a picture of what it would look like.
Okay.
And man, when I tell you it looks nice.
$2 billion worth?
Sure, why not?
But the problem, and a lot of people's pushback, and DJ Q would tell you, he's like, man, they have to have a winning product to put out there. Why spend $2 million on a downtown stadium, which will possibly be funded by the city of Kansas City, us, right? Does that pose a problem for you to not have a winning team going into building a downtown stadium?
No, because scary money don't make money.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. That does make sense. I mean, and a lot of folks will say as well, it's like, all right, they're displacing a lot of folks that live in that area, which we don't really know if it's going to be in the 18th and Vine area, which like the area between 18th and Vine and the Crossroads district, or will it be a little bit further north, which, I mean, has some residents that have lived there for 30 plus years.
Yeah, they have. I'm sure that they're going to figure out some kind of way. They're going to, come to a agreement some kind of way. But I, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Royal Stadium used to be off of like 23rd and what's that?
In Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a long history. But I think the fact that they're trying to move it downtown, I mean, it's nice down there. They're rebuilding everything down there. I just don't like where our stadiums are now.
Okay.
There's nothing around it.
Yeah. And when you think about that area, they want to bring it up to be more vibrant, right? Yeah. To me, I don't have a problem with it going down there. I just want them to win.
I just want them to win. At the end of the day, let's win. Let's win some games.
All right. And speaking of games, the Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, he's not happy about a 2023 NFL rule change. So the owners adopt a non-rule proposal. And basically he said that he is not happy because he doesn't want to play more Thursday night games.
I mean, I understand it because, football, every time you go out there, you can, have an injury. So shortening the weeks like that, it makes it harder, for you to come back for recovery. And the way that the way that all of the athletes are now, man, like, I mean, every game matters at this point. They do. It don't come down to the last week where people can really sit out because seeding matters and got to get in the play, trying to make the playoffs, trying to make a push, trying to get home field advantage. So, I mean, I kind of understand his gripe, and I also understand what the NFL is trying to do too. I mean, they always coming up with some new stuff to, add to the game.
So at the NFL's annual spring meetings, which is at the Biltmore Hotel in Phoenix, you ever been there?
No, I have not.
Sounds like a nice spot. On Tuesday, the owners considered and approved several resolutions and rule changes. So among those rule changes was one of the most important ones that players disapprove of. Right. So the league is now permitted to schedule teams for Thursday night games after previous Sunday game on 2 occasions during the season. Previously, a team could only play one game on Thursday night after playing a Sunday night, which teams call that a mini bye, which you'd have like a 12, 13 day span, depending on like if you have a Sunday or a Sunday or a Monday game.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a bit much just because it's football. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's not like basketball or baseball or something like that. Football, man, you shortening those weeks up. I don't want to say it, knock on wood, that a lot of people don't get hurt and injured by that, but I just think that's kind of tough.
Yeah. So another thing that's tough is that Lamar Jackson has come out and said that he has requested a trade from the Ravens.
And that's big time. I mean, that's big time. Lamar Jackson is a franchise-changing quarterback.
Yes.
He's a big-time dual threat quarterback. Very talented, and he could go to any team and make them a contender. So,
yeah. Was it a surprise to you? Because I know a lot of fans when he put that out on Twitter, which he said, "I love the game of football. My dream is to help a team win the Super Bowl." He tweeted, adding that the Ravens are a great team, but I had to make a business decision, and that was best for me and my family. No matter how far I go and where my career takes me, I'll continue to be close to my fans in Baltimore, Flock Nation, and the entire state of Maryland. You'll see me again.
Yeah, he represents himself.
Right.
So, I mean, as a player, as an ex-player myself, I know what I want.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're not meeting my, if we can't come to an agreement, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's just football again. And you've seen what happened to guys before in the past, players like RG3, you know, that went out there just because he loved playing the game, but he wasn't 100%, healthy to go out there, and then got hurt even worse. And, it kind of basically just, ended his career pretty much. So, I mean, I think it's a smart move for Lamar Jackson to know what he wants, to stand on what he wants, and to come up with the best deal that he can possibly come up with.
Now, you mentioned having an agent. And I know a lot of folks say, oh, well, he should be represented by someone. And I talked to the crew last week or week before last about this. When we were at the Combine and we talked to Jim Harbaugh, we also talked to the GM of Baltimore. And he said it's an agent which an agent does act as a middleman. So some things that the team would be able to say about whether it's a style of play, whether it's some things that they don't like, they're able to say that to an agent, but they're not able to say that to him because it would cause some tension because he's representing himself.
I mean, I understand that, but the fact that he is representing himself, then he has to be able to take that criticism,
right,
and do whatever it is that the organization is asking of him. I mean, you can't be afraid to tell the player what you want them to do, what you want him to do.
Exactly.
It's just like if I was in court and I didn't have a lawyer and I represented myself, the judge has to talk to me. There's no middleman, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's a tricky situation, but I don't like that as an excuse.
And you had an agent before. How hard is it? Let's just say you didn't. How hard would that be to be able to focus on the main thing? And then trying to negotiate a contract as well?
I don't think it's that hard. I really don't think it's that hard. My last couple of years playing, I didn't have an agent because once you in the game long enough and you understand and if you know what you want, you can talk to the president, the GMs, and y'all can come up with that contractual agreement.
Okay.
And I don't need to have to pay a middleman.
Yeah.
It's cutting out the middleman, like you said.
Right.
So it's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
You just got to know what you want.
And some people are like, oh, well, if that, and I know this is how I feel. It would cut out that middleman, and these agents are kind of in with these teams, right? They're friends. The good old boys club.
Absolutely.
So if let's say Lamar Jackson goes and gets a deal that meets or beats Deshaun Watson's deal. Yeah, your boy. If he gets a deal that meets or beats his deal, which all guaranteed money, let's just say upwards of $300 million.
Right.
All guaranteed. Where does that put agents?
I knew that's where you was going.
Where does that put agents? Because
it's gonna make it seem like, all right, well, all the players are gonna feel like I don't need an agent.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So agents don't want that to happen.
Exactly. They don't.
I wouldn't want it to happen if I was an agent because
they
they get nice. I mean, they get good percentages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, if I was an agent, I definitely wouldn't want that to happen.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll have our discussion about the men's NCAA tournament. We'll see your thoughts on the women's NCAA tournament. And we'll have our sneakers of the week. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Come spin with us, Kansas City! KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City!
FPS Security is here to secure greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors: classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgate.
Talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Now, men's NCAA tournament Final Four field is set, and for the first time since 1970, there will be 3 schools making their first Final Four appearances. How are y'all's brackets looking?
Well, Texas knocked me out.
Everybody knocked me out. I don't even want to talk about it.
Purdue knocked me out early. Like, I've never seen a bracket this jacked up before, ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I think everybody's are busted. Mine was busted in the first week or 2.
Yeah, I mean, you had KU. I could tell you, like, because you put KU every year as a winner. Sometimes the chances of them winning back to back was not that great this year.
It wasn't. I mean, I was definitely biased. But I had like 4 brackets sprinkled around, and I didn't put KU for every single one of them. So
all right.
I will say
Princeton just they won their first game. That messed up everything. That was a 15 seed.
Yeah.
When 15 seed be the 2 seed, it's not looking good from there.
It's like 16-1.
And the 16-1. Yeah. So
ugly.
I was good. I had Texas going all the way. So I think I caught second or third in our bracket challenge.
How did you get second?
I had Texas going all the way.
Yeah, but
nobody else had it. Everyone else lost. I'm saying I feel like you should have had first. Yeah. So someone had I can't remember. I had to go look it up, but I got second.
I don't want to talk about it.
They might have been first. Maybe I need to go check that out.
Definitely not first. I don't think it was first. I think that's a reach.
You're not first, you last.
You're not first, you last.
Facts. But I did like Texas, especially for the Lee Summit kid, Christian Bishop.
Yep.
I see where you were coming from on that one, even though my bias creeped up. But yeah, I don't even want to talk about where mine's sitting at for sure.
Yeah.
But we had San Diego State clinching the program's first ever Final Four with the close game 57-56 against Creighton. And then that one will be that was in the Louisville, Kentucky, and then they'll play against number 9 seed Florida Atlantic in Houston.
How surprising is Florida Atlantic?
Man. Super.
This has been an awesome tournament.
Did you think it was a down year for college basketball though? Like I feel like we've talked about this a lot throughout.
I don't think so. I think this year showed that basketball is starting to level out. All programs. It's just not the the big time programs that we used to that's always used to being in the Final Four anymore. So I think it's great for men's sports, for men's basketball, college basketball. My opinion.
Was Miami surprising to you? To you guys?
Yes and no. I think they have a good team. Like sometimes when you have an older team like Miami, they can go far in the tournament just because they're more. The pressure doesn't affect them as much as you would, a team with a bunch of freshmen and sophomores.
Right, because you got more experience, you're used to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, can handle it a little bit better mentally.
Who do you think is taking it off?
Ooh,
That's a good one.
I got Miami now.
You got Miami winning the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Which is tough. I don't know if so Miami women are in the Final Four too.
No,
right?
they got bumped out.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take San Diego State.
Mm.
I just think they got the most balanced team.
Okay.
I mean, as far as offense, defense, size, experience, I'm going with San Diego State.
Ooh.
Kawhi Leonard.
What was the kid from? He left Mizzou and went to San Diego State. Wesley Stokes.
Oh, Wesley Stokes. Yeah, he's from
Stokes.
San Diego too. So
Yeah.
yeah, Wesley Stokes. Yeah, he had the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Rock Chalk, even though.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, but I took Arkansas over Kansas. I did.
Oh, okay. On to the next one, I think. On to the next one. It would have been nice to have Bill Self,
Oh, absolutely.
I think that would've
But
been-
I think Bill Self is such a good coach. I think that those boys were prepared anyway. I think they were just as going to be as prepared as they were if he was there, if he wasn't. And so I think Arkansas just had the way that they play, they got like 7 ISO players. And that's hard to guard. If you got playing ISO ball for 40 minutes, that's tough to guard.
Yeah.
Especially if they're making shots. When they're making tough shots, they're hard to guard.
And I said this too. If Bill Self, and this is no disrespect to Coach Norm, if they had Bill Self, I think they would have won.
They would have figured it out something.
Yeah.
But even then, in the final minutes, it was a boneheaded turnover by point guard. I'm blanking on his name, but so they kind of beat themselves. I don't even think it was necessarily a coaching problem, and they were accustomed to Norm in the beginning of the season and through the tournament. So,
but there's some situational calls that Bill Self is able to make in those situations because he's been there.
True.
Coach Roberts hasn't. He hasn't been in that situation on the big stage like that as a head coach, where it all falls on him. To where if it goes right, he's a hero. If it doesn't, he's not. He's the zero. So I just think when you looking at it from 30 feet above, I just think they would have fared a lot better with Coach Self. And you look at the last minute, right? They were down 3, and you draw up, you call a timeout, and your team goes and tries to score 2. You have arguably one of the best 3-point shooters in college basketball right now, in Grady Dick. Why didn't you draw up a 3 to at least tie it up?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
I can't remember how much time was actually left. Sometimes coaches like to take the quick 2, put the pressure back on the team that's up 1, go up there, smoke a free throw, maybe.
But they were hitting every free throw.
Yeah.
So at that point,
pressure bust pipes, either a bust pipes or it makes diamonds.
I'm going for the tie.
Yeah. And Jalen was trying to miss the free throw and still made it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it wasn't in the cards this year, I guess. I'll give you this one, Steve.
Okay. Yep.
Now, Bronny James is still a high schooler, yet his NIL value is at 7.2 M's. What are your thoughts, Q?
I'll take one of them M's.
Let me hold something.
Let me hold something, Bronny. I think it's. I mean, I'm all for it. Show your worth. Go out there. I think Bronny's actually a better player than people are giving him credit for. He can play. I like him. He's under control. He's composed. Nice jump shot. Nice form. He shoots better than LeBron does.
Yeah,
that's for sure. He's athletic. I mean, I think he'll be all right.
I think watching him play here in Kansas City, I didn't see it. I didn't see the killer attack mode that I thought that I wanted to see. And then fast forward this high school season, I watched some of his games, and he was a totally different player than on the circuit. And I was just kind of,
he's still a kid too. And that spotlight, man, being Bron's son, that spotlight, man, that's some pressure, dude.
But it just didn't seem like it was his last weekend playing Nike basketball with his AAU team. So I just didn't see the Bronny that we're seeing now.
Right.
So it kind of, I was like, oh, well, maybe Bronny ain't it. And then
maybe you just caught him on a bad weekend.
Thanks. Like you said, it was the end. Maybe he was tired, burnt out a little bit.
No.
He can't have no off days.
Not with. And I get it. He doesn't really. I don't think he cares about like the coaches being here. Like, I mean, you had Bill Self here. You had Penny Hardaway. All these coaches were here. You think like you want to show up?
I think he was He should have made the McDonald's All-American game.
Mm.
It was two kids that I thought should have been in that game, and they weren't in that game.
Really?
Yeah. One of them, I know his name for sure, is Mikey.
The Mikey that does the YouTube kid?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Mikey?
Yeah.
He's good, dude.
Is he?
Yeah. He's good. And there's another kid that's going to Kentucky, a little guard. Man, he can ball too. I thought for sure he would be in that game, but
I'm still tripping on Mikey, like the YouTube sensation.
Mikey Williams?
Yeah, Mikey Williams, yes.
Yeah, man.
What?
He can
No,
hoop,
no
dude.
way.
Yeah, he can ball, man.
Oh, okay. Surprising to me.
McDonald's All-American game ball?
Yeah, McDonald's All-American game ball.
Like he came and played here too. Probably was it last year? I didn't see it. I see him as a 5
critic.
I am like if McDonald's All-Americans are the best of the best. Like,
so you think Bronny's one of the best of the best?
I mean, I'm not saying that he is, but I think he's better than Mikey Williams.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well,
we'll have to get a poll on that.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss Caitlin Clark, named the Naismith National Player of the Year over reigning winner Aaliyah Boston. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
FPS Security is here to secure greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Use hashtag talk about it. Message us and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Now, Caitlin Clark named Naismith National Player of the Year over reigning winner Aaliyah Boston. I think she proved that last night. Q.
She definitely proved that last night because I was expecting South Carolina to win that game. She made a believer out of me. She's a straight baller. She's a gamer. She handled all the pressure. She took it on. And like I said, she made a believer out of me. So,
I mean, even her stats are speaking to it. She's averaging 27, 8, and 7, and 47 from the field.
Yeah, it's well deserved, man. She, I think she shocked everybody. Well, probably not everybody, but she definitely shocked me and a lot of people that was watching the game with me.
Whoever's making her highlight tape needs to use this from y'all as her, the commentary when they do the highlight tape. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Because y'all hyping her up like big time.
I mean, rightfully so.
Earned my
Yesterday,
respect.
she had dropped a 40 ball, and then
41.
she had her hands in every single point or scored every single point in the fourth quarter. And especially in a game like that, like fourth quarter is deciding the ball game. And quite frankly, she was the single deciding factor of that ball game.
Well, some people were saying, I seen some people make comments about why didn't they double team her, and I feel like Don Staley had her team prepared for. She feels like we can guard you one-on-one, and
It's a
Caitlin
pride
Clark
thing.
did her job. Yeah, she did her job by saying, "Listen, you can't guard me one-on-one. You can't guard me one-on-one. I'm that good."
You got to make adjustments, though.
You do.
I think Don Staley,
Well,
that was a pride thing on her end too.
But she threw different people at her, different players at her with length and size, but it just didn't matter when you're a dual threat or triple threat like Caitlin Clark. Or you're a player that can shoot from 30, 40 feet, and you can get to the rim, and you can create shots for your team. It's hard to guard that. It's just too hard to double that, because if I kick it out to a wide open shooter, it's money.
But the thing about that too is when you look at some different looks that you can give her. I mean, I know you can throw different people at her, but if you run a double, run a trap, make somebody, at the end of the day, if she's got a 20 ball in the first half, you have to run other people at you. You got to run at least a double, trap, something to make the rotation where like, oh, I'm not gonna allow you to beat me.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes you're just that good.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do.
And even then, if they're throwing different players at her, she still had her hands in assist. So she was still moving the ball around the floor. You can't just deny her altogether.
I mean, you got to throw. Somebody else is going to beat you. Face guard. Somebody else is going to beat you. Like if I'm coaching that team, we're not going to let her score another bucket. You, the last person at the end of the bench, go. I listen to T. Lou, friend of the show, T. Lou.
Yeah.
LA Clippers coach T. Lue. Yeah.
That's my guy.
He talked about when he had to guard Allen Iverson. He was on the Pivot podcast was last week. And he said, I was happy that I made the playoff roster, but I didn't get any burn. Like he didn't get to play at all.
Right.
Iverson went for like 20 in the first half. And was it Phil Jackson? Phil said, Iverson, you got him.
Right.
Second half. And that was a pride thing where he was just like, the step over didn't really mean anything.
No, it didn't. He stepped on his foot.
His main objective was to play defense.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have that kid that's on the end of your bench that's going to go out there.
Listen,
come hell or high water. He or she's going to play defense.
Now, let me finish that. Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about AI.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Of course. Yes.
He still finished that game with over 40-something points, almost 50 points. And they won. But I get your point.
Yeah, he
sometimes it's just nothing you can do.
That
was the only game they won.
Yeah.
But sometimes it ain't nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like it speaks to higher volume that it was against an undefeated squad. So the girls can hoop. It wasn't a matter of who you're playing with or anything like that. So I feel like even then, no matter who you throw at it, there's just no answer.
Is she the best women's basketball player right now?
In college?
College.
She the best college basketball player right now.
Okay.
She earned that last night.
Okay. Who's there a close second?
I always thought it was Aaliyah Boston.
Okay.
But, in college sports and basketball period now, college, high school, NBA, whatever, especially during the playoffs and especially in March, if you don't have good outside shooting, it's going to be hard for you to win games. South Carolina did not have a lot of outside shooting.
Who was the little guard they had last year that could shoot it?
Oh man, she could shoot it.
With the braids.
Now she's in the NBA, WNBA. So yeah.
But in the fourth, I had even made the comment that it almost looked like hotcakes. None of the girls even wanted to hold on to the rock for that long. They were just moving it.
Lights get bright. Chest start thumping.
They ain't been in that kind of pressure,
long time.
In a while.
Yep.
True. Now, the MLB The Show 23 to feature several Negro League greats. The new video game experience featuring the legends of baseball, Negro League, is coming to MLB and released on Tuesday. Steve, your thoughts on this one?
You know what? I'm excited about this because sometimes in sports you get black players get the the end of the stick from earlier times.
Mhm.
I mean, whether you're looking at basketball, especially baseball, and Jazz, we talked about this at the home opener. You really don't get the recognition that they should have. And now, and shout out to Mr. Kendrick, Bob Kendricks, who is the president of the Negro League Baseball Museum, and everyone over there at the Negro Leagues, because they're putting the Negro Leagues where they should be, and which is basically the highlight of baseball right now.
Mhm.
I mean, everywhere you go, you see a Monarchs hat, you see
Grays.
The jackets.
Grays,
now.
you see
Yeah.
jackets, you see everything, which is basically where it should be, and this is dope.
Definitely. And I think it's really important too, especially for something like gaming and the influence it has on kids.
Mhm.
Because how many times do you see players just like the swag of the game, or they pick a player, or kids just like the swag, or they pick a player on a video game, and then all of a sudden they're following that player and they're paying so much more attention to what that player had going on.
Yeah.
And so I think starting with video games was a smart way to go about it with the
Yeah.
younger crowd.
Sure. I
So
agree.
Q, your thoughts? Any more thoughts on this one?
Oh,
Are you going to tap into the video game?
no.
Not much of a gamer.
No,
huh?
I'm not much of a gamer.
Yeah, I'm excited because I told Peyton, my son, I said we're gonna try to do like a live stream with the, and don't nobody take that, because I know y'all watching. I know people we got people that watch that like to bite on stuff that we do. So
Stealing swag.
yeah, they do all the time. But yeah, no, we're going to live stream a game with the Negro Leagues players.
Nice. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
and because the biggest thing right now is bringing Black kids, and this is one thing we didn't talk about, but bringing Black kids, younger kids, to play baseball.
Mhm.
Because that's, I mean, right now you have the Cuban national players, you have the players from Dominican Republic, but they're not homegrown like U.S. Black kids.
Right. Mhm.
So all those kids want to do is play basketball, basketball and football.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. And especially we talked about this too, the food chain of baseball, like
Mhm.
working your way up. I think it'll really help with pushing and encouraging the young crowd to stick with it and chase that. So now we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into our Hate or Love It segment, kick it off with our sneakers of the week. This is the W Show. Keep it locked in. We'll be right back.
Into the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
FPS Security is here to secure Greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors: classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us. We'll talk about whatever topic you want. This week, we got to talk about these ramen noodles that are breakfast flavored dropping. It was the syrup, eggs, and sausage flavored cup of noodles that's coming out.
To me, so before I saw the picture, like so listen, before I saw the picture, I was like, oh no, maybe, but then it kind of makes sense. It's like the little Jimmy Dean like sausage bowls.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that, but like noodles. And then I'm like, I don't know. Now if it has like sausage in there, maybe a little egg, I can see it. I tried at least once just to see what it tastes like.
Definitely a no for me.
Facts. It's the noodles for me. Like, no.
Yeah.
No. Like, unless they replace the noodle with the pancake, okay, then it's
then
like
it doesn't make a noodle. It's not a cup of noodles anymore.
So you lost
It's a cup of pancakes.
You lost. You lost
up with that idea.
It's a limited edition, so it's made by the people that make cup of noodles,
like Maruchan.
Yeah.
Well, they failed on this one.
Oodles and noodles. Nah, I can't do that one, buddy.
You 100% lost me on that one. I'm sorry.
Hated it.
I'll stick with beef or chicken flavored. I'm good.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off the sneakers of the week, we have the Air Jordan 1 Low White Cements.
I like these. I really do. So, long story short, I ended up getting these this morning. Driving here, I clicked you try to, it worked.
Why do you always get lucky, dude?
I did. So, if anyone follows me on IG, I'm always posting like when I don't get shoes.
He's been missing a lot lately.
I missed.
Yeah, but you hit 2 jumpers, I know. Bang. You hit 2.
So I like these. I really do. They're pretty dope.
The Converse Chuck 70s. I'll pass on these. I'm just not a Chuck fan, honestly.
Nah, pass.
Yeah, I'm good. The Air Force 1 Low University Reds. They're mid.
They're mid. They all right. You could get these off with a Chiefs fit, Chiefs Sunday fit.
Yeah.
Red Friday.
Friday fit. Yeah.
I think it's the white bottoms that is throwing me off. I don't know. I don't like that.
Yeah.
The Off-White Nike Air Force 1 Pine Greens.
And the yuck. These look like you want to climb mountains.
Yeah, what is the bottom? Is that
they've been doing that? So they had some Air Maxes that came out like
that's
that,
making them look like they're going up.
Well, no, they have like the spikes that come out.
Oh no!
I'm like, is this track shoes, golf shoes?
They look like track shoes.
Yeah, I'm good on those.
Yeah, hard pass on.
Sha'Carri Richardson needs those.
I bet it feels weird, low key walking.
All you hear is.
It's like cleats
in the snow.
Hey, you might get extra traction on those. Those could be your shovel shoes.
Be playing football in those.
Yeah, go climb some mountains.
Now, Aaron Hernandez's brother arrested after allegedly throwing a brick at ESPN building. Hate it or love it?
Oh, no. I don't like that.
Steve?
This is an interesting story. And the reason I say that is because he's bringing a light to a lot of what's happening right now in media.
True.
If that makes sense. Of media that are, they don't have consideration for another person's family when they bring up like just stories and things like that. So he allegedly, and this is all allegedly, he threw a brick at the building it was found with a white plastic bag with the brick inside, and it said, to all media outlets, the note allegedly read that it said, it's about time you all that affect the media and that has on all family members, since you're a worldwide leader, maybe you could lead how media and messages are delivered brick by brick. Clean it up.
Once you hear the note, it makes more sense.
Right.
Like, I can understand it more. He could have gone about it in a different way, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of like a rock in a hard place, because then do you go to social media to address the issue? Because that's like backwards. Then.
Right.
If you're saying to get off social media, but you address them through social media, you're basically feeding into it.
But did he throw it and run? but because he said his note said, yours truly, Dennis J. Hernandez.
Why couldn't you walk in there and just say it with his chest?
Exactly.
Instead of the brick.
Throw him out on his face.
But the brick was clever, the way he tied it into the note, low key.
That is.
Brick by brick.
That is.
I see what you
Yeah.
did there. Oh, I don't know. He has a good point.
He got a good point, but that, like you said, he could have did it a different way.
Definitely.
I probably would have did it a different way.
How would you have done it?
I'd have went in there and said it with my chest.
All right. Okay.
Steve, how would you have done it?
You would have threw a brick and ran.
Threw a brick and ran. You dang right. Sign anonymous.
Anonymous, right.
Mike Trout announces he's opening Trout National Golf Course designed by Tiger Woods. Hate it or love it.
I love this. Another sport that now granted Mike Trout is he'll probably go down in the Hall of Fame as a baseball player, but he's bringing more I guess more recognition to golf, especially a Tiger Woods designed course.
Yeah.
The greatest golfer alive that has ever played, which he doesn't get enough recognition for that, but yeah, most definitely, I love it.
I like to see the design behind it. What's it looking like?
You know what? I don't know. I think all Tiger Woods courses are a little different. There's one that he did that's in Branson, I believe. That's pretty dope. That I want to go play. It's like $400 to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, but yeah. It just shows the transition too of how these athletes. Most of them play golf.
Is there?
Steph Curry's good.
Got to get started.
Yeah, I knew. I'm behind, and I'm working on that.
I'm good.
I'm
just hit
left-handed.
it
I'm gonna have a
right.
great swing. Believe it.
Is there like a long waiting list or anything like that for like people that are like the big time courses or somebody that has a huge back end like that? Do you have to like sign up for that months in advance, or could you just pop down there and be like,
For $400, it better be open.
No, so when they first opened the course, this is the one in Branson. I can't remember, big Cedar Ridge or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a year wait.
Oh man,
there was a year wait. Yeah, and of course you could get this is if you just book the course alone by itself, or you could get like a package deal where you get the course and also stay at the kind of resort deal that's there.
Okay, that makes sense.
And of course, so you got to get a room, and it's $300 for the room plus $300 for the course.
That's
So
weekend trip.
weekend
Mhm.
it, yeah. So I mean, and a lot of folks that go and play is like, well, for $300, all I got was I need something free for playing. Or you get just like a free hot dog or something.
Yeah, I need a cup like this. At least give like the souvenir
Yeah,
cup or something that says
something.
you were there.
But
I don't know. That's a lot.
Man.
I'll stick to my little Top Golf, hit it as hard as I can and pray.
There you go.
I'm good. LeBron James returns for playoff push with Lakers. Says 2 doctors recommended season-ending surgery on his torn tendon in his right foot. Hate it or love it.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say because I heard the sigh.
Yeah, I'm kind of both ways with it. The fact that I'm currently injured right now, I partially tore my Achilles in 2 places. Doctor told me, have the surgery. And I asked him, I said, if it was you, what would you do? And his answer was he wouldn't have it.
Okay.
So sometimes doctors will tell you to go ahead and do something, and it might not be the right thing to do. With LeBron, the other side of it, he likes to, that's Bron. He has to be in the front page of everything. I don't know the severity of his injury, but if he was about to have season-ending surgery, he definitely doesn't look like it on the basketball court because he looks like he can still pretty much move really, really well on that foot. So I don't know, but it could go either way. Sometimes doctors tell you to do something because they want you to get it done, but I don't know.
Well, and he said that he had basically gone to the LeBron James of foot doctors.
Yeah, why he should have called it the Kobe Bryant
Or Michael Jordan of foot doctors. Maybe that's why he didn't want to get surgery.
Right.
Interesting.
And side note, they're playing really good basketball while he was going to see the
I mean,
LeBron James of foot doctors.
Double side note, I've always said that LeBron James makes other players shooters, spot up shooters.
Yeah,
he does. So
that's what he did to Kevin Love.
Yep.
Kevin Love ain't been the same since he went to Cleveland.
He ain't been the same since you went idle.
Yeah.
Would you have got the surgery, Steve, or would you have?
Depends on where. I mean, you got to look at his age, and where he's at. I think. Man, he's 38. So when you look at that, it's a lot different trying to come back from surgery at 38 than it is at 28 or 18. Right. So he's on the tail end of his career. He's like, how much more wear and tear am I going to have to put on this?
And he's also looking. Did we win last night? Oh, yeah. We won that one too. Oh, where we at now? We we down from 12 up to 8 to 7 to we can make 5. Let's do it. Yeah. I ain't getting a surgery. I'm about to go and play on this. You see what I'm saying? So that I think that came into accountability.
Surgery at the end of the season?
Probably, for sure.
Yeah.
Won't even talk about it. Just go get it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to that little controversy, the recovery controversy.
Yep. He got something working. He got something brewing.
He definitely got something brewing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he is brewing in other things, though. LeBron James, I promise, school is now changing lives in more ways than ever before. Hate it or love it.
I love it. I love what he's doing with I just love LeBron's business acumen anyway. As much as the shade I give him as a player, I would never do that as a businessman, because I feel like the people that he's put around him, other folks should take notes. Right? Like other players, if you don't have some friends like LeBron James has in your corner,
that's it right
there.
there.
You got to have friends like he has in your corner that is able to if he, knock on wood, is not here tomorrow, his thing will still thrive because of those people.
Facts. And that it's back into his own community that got him there. You know, he's doing Akron. He's created the housing complex and the primary care facilities and things like that in his own community. So I feel like, especially when you get to that level, it's easy to be like, oh, we got bank accounts in different countries. We got, but the fact that it's like right there at home and making an impact on what got him to that point, I think is really dope for sure. Now, Buffalo Bills player DeMar Hamlin hits Capitol Hill to tour CPR and AEDs. Hate it or love it?
I mean, I love it. I think he's bringing awareness to something, and which is awareness in all at all sports venues, youth sports, making it a law. We're trying to make it a law at least. So I love it.
Definitely.
Same.
And using that story too, I feel like it brought so many eyes. Like, what better example? You hate to put it in that light, but example for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll see how much of an impact it really makes.
Right.
I'm sure it will.
Definitely. Dwayne Wade, Dirk, and Popovich are among the elected to Basketball Hall of Fame. Hate it or love it?
I love it. All three of them deserve it. Like,
I love it, but it's just making me feel old. Like, people that I grew up watching, like especially Dirk, D Wade, Powell,
really,
Tony Parker,
really,
Becky Hammond. I mean, Greg Pop. Come on, man. Like, this just makes me feel like, man, it's the end of the road. Like, come on.
Okay, I will say Dwayne Wade was kind of like, for me, like, I was like, dang, he's already, like, it seemed soon, but then I was like, maybe, yeah. Put a little timeline on it a little bit.
First time ballot.
That's crazy. Did you see him as a first time ballot Hall of Famer?
No, but he deserves it. He was a really good basketball player. He was better than a lot of people give him credit for.
Think so?
Why do you think that?
Dwayne Wade? He just came out of nowhere to us from Marquette. He was really good, but then he just got really good. You know what I mean? That finals series that he had was ridiculous. Like, he really put Miami Heat on his back, and Shaq was on the team, of course. He put everybody in his backpack, and they just rode him all the way to the championship. And I mean, I think that's kind of what solidified his superstar status. And he got 3 rings. Was
there any of the ones selected that you were shocked about, or people that you thought should have been? Steve?
No, not right now. I don't think there's like, because how the NFL works is there's a lot of folks that have not been selected, so to the NFL Hall of Fame. We looked at like Otis Taylor, he's one. Basketball, I don't think there's really that person that hasn't been that is well deserving of it. So I think he's deserving, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he's won 3 rings.
Yeah, he got 3 rings.
Yeah. and one of them was without the big 3.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they came to his house.
It did.
He didn't go to Cleveland and win those. Bosh and Bron went down to his house.
They did.
Yeah, y'all come play with me.
Now, UConn had items stolen off team bus during practice in Las Vegas.
It's Vegas.
Hate it or love it.
Why leave your items on the? Why leave your stuff on the bus anyway?
No, but I hate it because you're supposed to have security detail everywhere you go in the Final Four.
Not on the bus.
Yeah,
Watch the
buses,
bus.
Yeah,
So you said it's an inside job.
it could be. It's Vegas. OJ had to go get his stuff.
He did. Oh man.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
He had to go get his stuff.
Hey, type in UConn basketball equipment on eBay. See if it's something to pop up.
Might find some beats or something nice. You never know.
And some Kobe's.
Some balls. That would be one thing. If it was like the team thinking balls with their logo on it. Like, come on now. You go to the course and you're like, dog. Yeah, like what?
At least some wallets and some keys.
Oh man, congratulations on being inducted to the Greater Kansas City Association Basketball Coach Association Hall of Fame, man.
Appreciate it.
How's that feeling?
You just said it earlier. We started talking about Hall of Fame stuff. You said you start making people feel old. That's why I'm like, ain't that something? Ain't that something? No, but honestly, man, I'm just grateful. It might sound weird, but I never knew how good I was when I was playing basketball. I just used to go out there and just try to win. I just try to be the best player that I could possibly be. Basketball is my first love. I mean, we kind of talked about it before the show today. It's just when I started playing basketball, I fell in love with it. And it's always been my go-to. It's always been my sacred place. It's always been my peace. And to be able to get an honor like this, it means a lot. I mean, that's what we do it for, right?
Yeah.
We play basketball to leave a legacy behind for people to remember. And I mean, I can't put it in words. So excited. Can't wait till Thursday.
Yeah.
Get up on the podium and see some of the players and, talk to them and see some of the, people out there and family and just embrace the moment, man.
Now, it means you are one of the greatest high school basketball players ever, because it's the High School Coach Association. So you're one of the greatest ever to play. How does that make you feel? Like when they called you, what was going through your mind?
You made it sound. See, I need you to speak for me. You made it sound so much better than what I was thinking in my mind. That's what I mean. Like I don't understand. Like I don't know. Yeah. I hear people all the time, and I'm not being, big head or anything like that, but I hear people all the time tell me like, man, I remember watching you, and they bring up certain instances.
Yeah.
I remember John Walker, my AAU coach for Rocktown. Rest in peace, John Walker. But I remember him telling me, he's like, man, of all the players that I had, he's like, I've seen you do things on the court that I ain't never seen nobody do before. And I'm like, what? I'm like, all the players that you've coached? Like, it's no way that I'm the one that did some stuff that you never seen before. I mean, and it just, like I said, again, it's a blessing, man, and I'm grateful, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. But I was ecstatic when I got that phone call. I was like, what? I've been dealing with this Achilles thing, and I'm like, man, I can't be myself with, you know what I mean? So to get that call, man, it boosted up my self-esteem. It boosted up everything, man. My morale is like, I'm on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah. When you look back on high school though, like what would you tell your 17, 18-year-old self like right now?
To keep going harder, go harder. Don't take no time for granted. Don't take the time that you can spend in the gym. Don't take it for granted, because I mean, at the end of the day, none of us can play forever, right? So it's a process. And now, like if I was playing right now, man, everything I did would be on social media. Everything I did will be on social media.
Mhm.
I'll be trying to give me one of them NIL deals. You hear me? Do you hear me? But no, seriously though, speaking, just pushing myself to the max, man.
Yeah.
Working on all the deficiencies in my game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my right hand, I will want my right hand to be just as strong as my left hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I try to tell, some of my clients that I work with, and I explain to them, if I know you're a good shooter,
Yep.
we're not just going to spend all day in here shooting. You're already good at that. Let's do something that you're not as good at.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what I would probably tell myself.
Congratulations again, man.
Congratulations.
We'll be there on with Thursday.
Thursday.
All right, man.
Truman High School.
Heck yeah.
6 o'clock.
Be there.
I appreciate it, man.
We appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show as well. Remember, hashtag talk about it. We'll talk about any topic you want. Until next week, we are out of here.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live. The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events.